been quite interesting, getting to read again. It's not something that we often get time for, but I think through the club, knowing that you would look forward to a book club discussion, you would really, put in the hours, to read as much as you possibly can, so that you could contribute in that particular meeting. Yeah. And when we meet, you're like, getting a perspective that probably you didn't have when you're going through that particular book. And, seeing that you have people from different walks of life that you're meeting there, they relate, to the book in a slightly different manner. And as we try to bring the books closer home, trying to learn something from the books, I think the value is immense in that if you're probably going to be looking at a particular book, like for instance, Justice Michael Sandel, then if a lawyer is going through how he understood that book, and you get someone who's done philosophy like myself, really it's like we're meeting somewhere and really sharing life experiences through that particular book. So it's very, very important that we've been meeting and discussing these books here.
It was fun. It's something which I will, encourage people to get into this program. And I'm grateful that actually I was invited, that, opportunities sometimes knock on your door, and when they come, I think, utilize them. First of all, Hellhound on his trail. Like I said to many people, when Martin Luther King was assassinated, I was a little girl. And we were all very sad. I stayed in the township, but I was very much abreast with the news, on the radio. We didn't have TVs, and I read all the time. Whatever little information in my family, okay, the parents were away, but other cousins and all, I really looked for information. I knew all about it. But I'd never known, there were all sorts of versions here and there and whatnot. In the end, it died out. But when this opportunity came, and I said, oh my God, I took my time, word for word, page for page, and really I wanted to understand. It's actually made a difference. It's a case come to rest on me. I was a young girl then. I was a little girl actually at primary school. So that case now for me is okay. Now I have understood what happened.
I came across the Chautauqua Book Club when I got an invitation from the Public Affairs section of the US Embassy to participate in it. Obviously, because I'm an author, they got to know that I write and I love books. So this came as a welcome development in my life, because I didn't have in my mind the thought to just pick up a book and read. Now, because initially it was a chore, it was like, hey, we'll meet in 2 months or so to discuss a book. I've got to read the book. But as time progressed, even up to this date, I now have a reading culture in me. It's an exciting experience. I've met very interesting people through this. Some of the biggest brains in our nation. It's been a very wonderful experience meeting with the ambassador one-on-one, hearing his experiences. He read books ahead of all of us, so we had somebody who was setting the pace for us, as it were. A collection of books was rich. I would say one of the books that comes to mind, Hellhound's Trail, it was phenomenal. I learned a lot of leadership skills, and through these books that I've read, I've managed to not only put them in the context of where the books were written, but I've also taken them into the Zimbabwean context, where we say, what is it that I can use in these books in my own life? But now I have a wider scope. Even when I speak out there, I can give examples of books that I've read, because I always say to people, leaders are readers. If you want to be a leader, be a reader. If the guys that are in our group have been to Chautauqua Institute, I would love to go there and see where it all began many years ago, this tradition of reading. So thank you to the guys at Chautauqua for sending all those Kindles. They are now tools that we use on in our everyday life. I personally move around with my own Kindle from time to time. I no longer have time wasted, because when I'm waiting for anyone, I have my Kindle with me. So Chautauqua guys, you are stars.